Good afternoon, CS community. My name is Sin. Today is September 7th. By the time you're watching this, it is probably September 8th. But today I finally decided to put my money where my mouth is because for the past year, I've been saying that I would be the GOAT of CS2 investing. I kept seeing market trends happen over and over, and I would think that that skin would be a good investment months before it happened. So finally, I decided I'm going to man up to do it, and I'm going to put $100 each week into both the CS2 market and the stock market to see if I can outperform some blue chip stocks. Now, before I continue, I want to lay out some ground rules. I want to be 100% transparent for every single process in the series. I'm going to be including taxes, fees, and everything to make sure my profit metrics are 100% accurate and not overinflated like some people do. Now, another thing is that the money I'm putting in on the CS2 side is 100% real. However, on the stock market side, I do already have a decently sized portfolio, and that $100 that went into the stock market before is now going into the CS2 market, so I'm basically just changing it around. Which means when I buy these stocks, what I'm going to basically be doing is copying the trades that I already own in my portfolio. So do not take any of this video as investment advice. I am not brushed up on the laws around this stuff, but I know for sure I'm not licensed for any type of financial advice, so do not copy any of this. And finally, every time that my money is not being fully used in each week, the balance will actually carry over into the next week to stay into that $100 a week limit. So that being said, let's get into the first week's investments. I'm sure most of you came here for the CS2 investments and not the stock market investments, so let's start there. For my first buy, I decided to go with 4 armory passes. Yes, this is very basic, but it's free money. I did this right before the Fever case came out, where I saved a bunch of stars, then cashed out on the first day of its release. Of course, I did have to wait a week for the trade hold, but I still more than doubled my money from that. Another thing that I thought of doing with these stars would be stockpiling Fever cases and gallery cases once those get removed, which may also work, but we're dealing with 2 possibilities there. Hypothetically, Valve does not want to remove those cases from the Armory Pass, so we don't really know yet if they're going to just add another page to the Armory Pass. We really don't know what's going to happen with that. And for number 2 is that you can probably purchase these cases for cheaper on third-party sites. Not saying that you should use third-party sites, but it is there. It is available for you. Just make sure you're not using Skins Monkey or any of those skin changing sites. So with the taxes and fees associated with these armory passes, we got them for $17.33 each, and that totaled to up to $69.32. Next up, I went with the MP9 music box in the factory new condition, where I did pay a little overpay, but I'm fine with it, as this is definitely a longer term hold skin. I got this skin because it was one of the cheapest blues out of the 2021 Mirage collection, and I purchased the skin for $25.63 on CS Float, and that leaves us with our CS investments for our first week hitting $94.95. Hopefully I didn't screw myself here, but we are also left with an extra $5.05 for next week's buy-in. Next, we're going to be moving on to the stocks, and once again, I am not actually buying these stocks, but simply just acting as if I am in comparison to my portfolio. So for my first stock, many of you might not like this, but it's Textron Inc. Ticker is TXT. I got this stock for $81.37 on September 5th, leaving us with the only stock invested for this week. And if you don't know what this company is, well, for short, they are a war stock.
I'm against this war. Yeah, dude, I'm against the war too. I fucking hate Bush. But this isn't about being pro-war. The war is happening. This is about being pro-money.
But regardless, money's money. So after 1 week, we are left with $18.53 to be added into the next week's investment. So after week 1, it looks a little scary right now. Looks like we're down $69.32 as we have no stars redeemed yet. And with our stock portfolio, we are actually already starting strong, and our position actually increased by 8 cents before the end of the day. So massive gains after week 1. It looks like the stock market's already beating us, but like the stock market, we are in it for the long run and not for the short run. So anyway, that's been me, Sin, and take care.